Many of those honoring Dr. King today tried to link his memory and his issues to issues of today: homelessness, poverty, and injustice. And while it's hard to come out against those topics, a rather controversial and to some polarizing figure was in the parade as well. Local 12 News reporter Jeff Hirsch is here to tell us how Judge Tracy Hunter made a statement without saying a word. Jeff?
Judge Hunter faces 9 felony charges and has been removed from the bench by the Ohio Supreme Court while her case moves forward. In a recent public appearance at a church before the indictments were issued, Hunter compared her situation to those faced by the Reverend Fred Shuttlesworth, Nelson Mandela, Rosa Parks, and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. The annual Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day Parade attracts hundreds of people, from those singing songs of the civil rights movement,
I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine,
to young African American men showing their pride in becoming members of a fraternity.
You got to work, 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 work.
To those chanting a familiar phrase,
No justice, no peace, no justice, no peace.
in what for some of those here is a new cause: Tracy Hunter.
Now, Judge Hunter is trying to rehabilitate and restore.
The suspended judge marched behind a banner containing her picture and a picture of Dr. King and a quote from the civil rights leader: "Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere." Hunter's presence in the parade led to a series of spirited debates.
Everybody talks about what Judge Tracy Hunter is doing in the judicial system, right? But here's my question: why are these kids going into the judicial system? What behavior do they?
If you want it simple, I can make it long, or I can make it simple.
I would love to have it simple.
Simple: sin. We live in a wicked world. There's only 2 forces that exist: good and evil. And evil is dominant. It's going to take God and it's going to take men of God to bring us back where we need to be in terms of righteousness in our community.
Of course, separate from broad philosophical questions about how juvenile court should be run and whether children should be punished or rehabilitated, Tracy Hunter faces specific criminal allegations, charges of specific acts of wrongdoing. There are some specific charges of tampering with evidence, forgery, changing documents. Do you believe she did not do that?
Of course not. I do believe she did not do that. I'll tell you that from the bottom of my heart.
Thomas and some others see the charges against Hunter, a Democrat, as political.
There are people that did not want to see her in that judgeship, and that they've spent the last several years on trying to find anything that they can to discredit her.
Judge Hunter marched silently. Her next chance to talk will be in court as a defendant in March. In a Facebook post, Judge Hunter said, quote, "Today I marched for God's justice to prevail for the children and family not only of Hamilton County but of our nation." The post goes on to say that today's march took on special meaning for Hunter because, quote, "I marched with those who were marching for my freedom, justice, and equality." Back to you.
Thanks, Jeff. Hunter's Facebook post also says she was dropped as the MLK Day speaker by a local union, but she adds, quote, "I understand. It is well with my soul," end quote. Hunter has pleaded not guilty to the 9-count indictment, and if found guilty on all counts, she could get up to 14 years in prison.